Florian Wirtz at the time of signing was our record signing, but we are not getting the best out of him. How do we do so? Federico Chiesa is not travelling with the squad due to a slight little niggle, quoting Arne Slot, and AC Milan are targeting a Liverpool centre-back. Could we be left with two? I doubt it, but we'll see. It's the Monday night live show, people. Sit back, relax. Let's get into it.
Hi, this is Jordan Henderson, and you're watching Team Kopish.
See, now you're tuning in. It's the main free back again. Ripping LFC till the end, so go on, tell a friend. If they rockin' red, they're 10 champions. We the best, we come again. Kopish clean up in every region. Elevation in every season. Couch up and all the fast match up and real rap. And Drifty go on, tell them this is that. This is that. This is Kopish. This is Kopish. Reppin' Liverpool to the end, champions, we the best, come again. This is that. This is Kopish. This is Kopish. The main free back up in your screen, real ones know this the place to be. This is Kopish.
Yes, lovely people, hope you're well. As we start this show, we want to speak about okjersey.com, our channel sponsor at the moment. £15 for a Liverpool jersey. That's right, £15 sterling. You can get this season's kits, long sleeve and short sleeve, last season's kits, and seasons from way back. We're talking retro, we're talking about Candy, we're talking about Carlsberg, we're talking about all the big hitters and Adidas kits from yesteryear and Reebok as well. People, make sure you head over to okjersey.com, and for an extra 8% discount, use the promo code Kopish, Kopish, no hyphen. You know what to do, people. Head over to okjersey.com, and obviously make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. I want to start off, and I think a lot of people in the chat need to do the same. Whether we believe the story or not, we have to take it at face value. We owe Arne Slot an apology. James Pearce came out earlier and said that Chiesa's not traveling with the squad, and it's nothing to do with injury, etc. And we all collectively lost our heads. Slot's come out and said he felt a little niggle in the Crystal Palace game and they don't want to risk him before the Chelsea game. If that's the case, we owe Slot an apology because we're about to crash out on Slot. So we will speak about Chiesa slightly later in the show, but first, Drift, how you doing, bro?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still annoyed, but let's try and get over it. You know what I mean? Let's try and no, but you know what? And again, because my team is so great, I haven't felt like this for well over a year, which is a beautiful feeling, and not many people have got to feel.
Oh no, it wasn't over a year ago. We felt like this after the Newcastle game and the PSG game.
I'm not gonna lie, maybe the PSG game. No, do you know what? Even though I was annoyed at that point, I've started to realize the league means more to me because the cup competitions don't bother me as much as league defeats. Like I remember you was a little bit like, why aren't you more annoyed after Newcastle? Do you remember? Because I was kind of like, I'm happy for them. They've got a trophy for 7 years. He's like, no, fuck Newcastle. But it's like, you know what? I knew we were going to win.
I didn't say chill. I didn't say F Newcastle like that. I didn't say that.
You did, bro. You did. Bro.
I didn't.
You did, bro. The evidence is there, bro.
Bro, I wasn't even on the post. I wasn't even on a post show, bro.
Wasn't you?
No, I was up at Wembley, bro.
Maybe it was on a Monday show afterwards then. I definitely remember you being like, nah, man, I want to win everything. F Newcastle, bro. Was it? Maybe you didn't actually say F-U-C-K, but like you said F Newcastle.
Oh, maybe,
Whatever it was, I know you were angry. You was way angrier than I was.
Yeah, anyway, but I'm angry losing a pre-season game. That's just the way I'm wired.
Yeah, fair enough.
My sickness.
So I've realized how much I do want the league more than anything else because nothing else seems to bother me more than the league now. So yeah, it's a weird one, bro. It's a weird one. Like I didn't watch any football for the rest of the weekend apart from the Newcastle game because I was doing it for work. If I wasn't doing the Newcastle Arsenal game for work, I wouldn't even have watched that game. Like whenever Liverpool don't win, I genuinely don't care about football for the rest of that weekend. I just don't. I switch off and it is what it is. And I've realized that is that tribalism within me. Like it is. When it comes to football, my tribalism runs deep. And if Liverpool don't win, I'm not interested in match of the day. I don't care about others. You know what I mean? Like, I can even watch like Man United and Arsenal and Tottenham fans and all that talking about winning when Liverpool won. Like, if a fan cam pops up, I'll be like, oh, let me see what he was saying. And I can watch it with no thing because Liverpool won. But when Liverpool lose, bro, I don't care about what anyone else has to say about anything to do with their club. Nothing. I switch off. So, yeah, bro, I've just been disconnected from football for the last however many hours it's been. So that's just how it goes.
Fairs. Okay. Florian Wirtz. I've seen a lot over the weekend about Florian. We spoke about it at length on Saturday after the defeat against Crystal Palace. I think it's gone very far. I think we as a fan base have become guilty of what we accuse other fan bases of doing. I think it's crazy that we're writing off a player 7 games into his Liverpool career. Personally, I think that's crazy. And I think there's more reasons to him not doing well than just him not playing well. I think he's a very, very talented player. I think that's obvious because we all collectively lost our minds when we were linked with him and then collectively lost our minds when we signed him. That doesn't just happen by coincidence. But opinion drift. Why is it not working out for Florian Wirtz? In fact, no, we'll come to that question. Has Florian Wirtz been as bad as people have made out?
Yeah, he has.
Based on?
And again, it depends who you're asking because I mean Liverpool fans. The rivals, I haven't really been paying attention. They might have been going over the top.
Oh no, I was on Never a Foul earlier. The rivals are definitely saying crazy stuff to the point where I had to start asking them questions and being like, how many 90-minute matches of Liverpool have you watched? And it's like, oh, 1 or 2. And I'm like,
okay, yeah, because rivals will be dickheads always, isn't it? That's just how it goes. But in terms of like what the Liverpool fans have been saying, yeah, I think it's justified, bro. And again, I don't even know who's to blame. So at this point, let's forget about who the blame is and let's just concentrate on the player. And then we can get into the semantics afterwards. I personally believe he's struggling with all of the different elements to being in the league. And it's completely normal. Completely normal. Because I'm even including moving away from home. He's 22 years old. 22 is young. I think we forget that a lot when it comes to footballers, especially when they're talented. 22 years old, moving to a new country, first time outside the country. Because remember, he's not like someone like Soboslai, for example, where he had to leave home to get to Germany. Do you get what I mean? So even though he was young, he'd already had that I don't live in my own country experience before he even came to the Prem. He still was allowed to be given a bye, but he hadn't had that. There's loads of other examples, you know what I mean, where there's players like Messi, for example, who went to Spain at a young age and whatever. Like there's loads of players who have done that and then they've gone to another. Florian Wirtz has never left Germany. So at 22 years old, it's the first time he's ever lived outside of his own country. That's a big deal. The Premier League is a much more ferocious league. He's at a club that's got higher standards. And again, this is no disrespect to Leverkusen, but everything they won at Leverkusen was a bonus. And that brilliant season they had with Alonso was absolutely out of nowhere, never been done before, will never be done again. I'm looking at the situation now for Wirtz and I'm thinking, he's at Liverpool now where every game's got to be a 9 out of 10 when you cost 100 mil, especially. The price tag's weighing heavy.
All right, so let me stop you there, Drift. Is this what the issue is? Is it the price tag that's the issue? Because that's what I continuously hear being branded about. 100 million, 100 million, 100 million, 100 million.
I don't care about the money personally.
But you mentioned it though, Drift. So
no, because I'm saying from his point of view, maybe it's weighing heavy on him. Maybe him thinking, shit, I cost 100 mil. I've got to perform.
But I always use this example. Karius cost us 4.5 million. And Karius probably made the biggest 2 mistakes in documented history in a Liverpool match. So the whole price tag thing, that for me, that gets written off. Shall I tell you why? We've probably paid that back with regards to shirt sales and merchandise and all those things. We paid that money, it's gone. It's more about what's happening on the pitch now. All that money stuff, it doesn't bother me because we've signed other players for less. We've signed other players for more. The money thing, like, I don't care. So why do we as fans care about it?
No. I think that will always be what we get what the rivals will throw at you in it. I don't really. I mean, it depends who the player is. If you really want to hate the player or whatever, then your own fan base will talk about money, like they did with Nunes, for example. But I don't think that you normally get the fan base who he's a part of complaining about the money. Normally, it'll be the rivals that go, "Oh, but he costs," and we're all victims of it, and so we're all guilty of it. We can't act like when Pogba and all these other players went to other teams for big money, we didn't look and go, "But look how much he cost. Look how much he costs." We're all guilty of doing that, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if the Liverpool fans themselves are that bothered about how much he cost. Because I haven't really heard any Liverpool fans talking about his price. I've just more heard them talking about the expectation they had of him and how disappointed they are. And I think that was based on how good he is. If he was on the last year of his contract, though, he'd left for free and we got him, I still think the expectation would have been the same, but there would have been no price tag. But because of how good of a player he is, I still think the expectation would have been the same. So I think everybody's disappointed with his expectation levels not being met, more so than they are with how much we paid for him within the Liverpool fan base anyway.
Why do you think his expectations aren't being met? What do you think he needs to do more to make things work from his standpoint? And then we can speak about coaching and players and all that. What does he need to do?
What he needs to do is he needs to stop overthinking and he needs to just relax, bro. He kind of doesn't feel to be...
sound like Castillo. He needs to relax, bruv.
Yeah, bro.
Bruv.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, just relax, bruv.
He needs to relax, bruv.
I don't, when I watched him at Leverkusen, football just came to him so naturally. And now I think he's trying. And I know this is going to sound stupid, but you know, when you're a natural baller, you know, trying makes you worse than just playing. I don't know, you know, like there's a difference. You see, like someone like Henderson, for example. Henderson's got to try. Like every game, he's got to put all his effort in because he was never as talented as everybody else. So he made up for it with all the other stuff. But you know, when you're like Neymar, trying makes you worse. Just play. You're just naturally so gifted. Just play. Just play, bro. Like the best way for you to be good is to just play because you play on instinct. You play off the cuff. You play on the flow of the game. You don't the type Wirtz type players, bro. That's how they're good. They're off the cuff. That's why they're different from everyone else. They don't have to do all the hard running and the old
No, but that's where you're wrong. That is Wirtz. Wirtz does all the hard. That's why he was seen as such a perfect match for Liverpool because he has.
No, he can work hard. Yeah, you know he can work hard. No, he's a naturally super talented player, though.
No, but you know, but that's what I'm saying. That's why we went for him because he works hard. He works hard every game, and he still has that extra bit of magic. That's why we went for someone like him.
Yeah, but what I'm saying he's doing isn't working hard, bro. Because I think he has worked hard ever since he came to Liverpool. I don't think he's not working hard. I think he's over trying, bro. I think he's over trying. Do you get what I mean? Like he's not just because remember when I say over trying, I'm talking about from a mental point of view. Do you get what I mean? The players who are less talented have to over try because they've always got to be thinking about what's going on because they need to make up in everything else what they lack in that natural ability. Whereas the people who've got the natural ability don't overthink it, bro. Just do it. It's all about it. Do you know what I mean? It comes naturally getting the ball. Where are you? Oh, you're trying to tackle me. Let me just shimmy it from one side. Whoopsie. Like, that's all natural. Do you know what I mean? Ballers don't have to do with it. What am I going to do next? What should I do when I get the ball? It just comes to them and they just do it. Hazard, Neymar, all the ballers, which is a category Wirtz belongs in. Not legacy-wise, but in terms of talent. Like, it just play the game. Coutinho used to just play the game. And I need Wirtz to just relax, bro. Just play the game, man. Do you know what I mean? And right now, I think he's just in his head. He's overthinking everything. That's why he's not passing well. He's not taking people on. He's not shooting properly. He's just not doing anything right at the moment. And it will come in time. You know what I mean? There's no doubt a player of his talent is absolutely going to come good at some point. But, you know, we're being impatient right now because we ain't got time to wait when we're trying to win a league. And that's why I say he needs to hold bench until
right,
you know what I mean, until he's relaxed. He needs to hold bench, bro.
All right, obviously, me and Matthew did the preview earlier. I'll be honest, Drift, the fan base and the community, they crashed out on me. I'm going to tell you why. I'll tell you what my starting 11 would have been if it was up to me. I'd have gone Frimpong right back,
okay,
Konate, Virgil, and Gomez left back. I'll explain. Let me explain. Let me land. You're doing a Matthew now, bro. Leroy Sané ultimately usually occupies the right-hand side for them, yeah?
I thought you was going to say Leroy Sané left wing. I was going to say, bro, when did we sign him?
Someone in the comments just said, drop some dead roses for Cal. Right, this is crazy. Hear me out. Leroy Sané plays right wing for Galatasaray usually, yeah? We all know Leroy's not the greatest on his right foot. So ultimately, he's going to want to cut in often on his left foot. If you're doing that, you're cutting into who? Joe Gomez's strong side if he's playing at left back. Not just that. We have an imbalance at the moment of our fullbacks going forward and not staying back and underlapping, overlapping. We presume Icardi is going to potentially start. Someone said pull the fiber. We assume Icardi is going to start, but Osimhen could potentially start as well. But at one point in the game, I expect both players to be on, especially if they're drawing or losing the game. I would like us to have three centre backs on the pitch who are good in the air, that deal with the aerial threat of Osimhen and Icardi or any other knockdowns. Plus, if you're doing that, it allows Frimpong to stay higher up the pitch because then he can not invert, but almost act as a second winger to bomb up and down the right-hand side, which I think is his main game. He can always act as a wing back. he can almost act as a wing back, and it will allow Salah to move infield a bit more and allow the team to push up field and keep them up the field. So yes, we won't have as much attacking impetus on the left-hand side, but Gakpo technically doesn't really play well with a fullback. So what we'd be doing from the midfield is you'd have Gravenberch and Szoboszlai who are up and down in the middle. You'd have Frimpong who is acting as the up and down on the right-hand side. Gakpo would be doing his thing on the left. And then Ekitike, who I believe will start the game, if Gakpo is playing a little bit more in central, he could move over to the left a little bit and Mo can move infield. I don't... Please save us, it's crazy.
The fuck is that?
Do you not even see where I'm coming from?
All right. Jokes aside, yeah. First thing I want to say before we get into the crux of, because what you were saying
crazy.
wasn't.
How's someone going to say I need bay rum? What are we doing there? I ain't got a temperature, man. What are we doing there?
All right, shout out all the Caribbeans. That was the cure for everything. When
bay rum's the one. I'm not gonna lie. I've used bay rum for the little ones when they've had temperatures. They're
all right, yeah, but because it's instilled in you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bay rum come like everything, blood. So
wow, Mark. Wow. Bro, big up Jamrock. No, big up Jamrock. Thank you.
I don't actually think from a tactical point of view what you said there was anything wrong. Everything you said from a tactical point of view made perfect sense, bro. But what I will say to counteract that is, if you were going to a dangerous neighborhood and you had £100 left to your name, you only needed £30 for that journey, would you bring all £100 with you at the risk of being robbed, and then you got no money left forever?
No.
You'd leave some at home, right?
Yeah.
So why are we going to play all three centre-backs at the same time when we have no centre-backs, and if something happens, we're fucked?
Because we could play two centre-backs and have one injury and we're still down to... Sorry, we could play with a back two, quote-unquote. One of them could get injured and we have to bring Gomez on and we're down to two anyway.
Yeah, but if they all three of them play at the same time, you're risking them all at the same time, bro.
Yeah.
If they're all playing at the same time, you're risking all of them at the same time.
Hey, I got told 4 is enough.
No, but
And
forget
I got
about all
told,
that, bro. We've
and no
got
complaints
three
in the back,
centre-backs,
and no
bro.
complaints in the background. Look, I'm just using what I was told in the summer.
I don't think we should ever have 3 players on the pitch at the same time that are the only 3 players we have for that position, bro. I just don't. I think that's mad risky. So from a tactical point of view, I get where you're coming from. And that would be okay if Leone was fully fit and we'd got Gahey. I'd be like, bro, you know what? Run it. That tactic is beautiful. But when we've got no cover if those 3 are playing, we can't, bro. We just can't risk it. We can't. And I do think it would kind of really be a bit of a slap in the teeth to Kirkes and Robbo for a right back, centre back to be playing in their position and there's no injury. That would also be a bit of a slap in their faces. They'll be like, "Raw, hold on a minute, what's going on here?"
When you were right with Szoboszlai playing at right back,
I was, because he earned the right by already doing it.
is that not a slap in the face to Frimpong and Bradley?
Good. Both of them need to fix up. I don't think Robbo needs to fix up though, but I think Robbo's been good this season.
Do you trust Robbo to play well against Sane?
Yeah, I do, you know. I do. And Sane can cook anyone if he's on his day, you know what I mean? But I do. I do. I trust him. The form he's in, I trust him.
Fair enough. Just my 2 cents. Obviously,
and again, tactically, nothing you said was wrong. I just think
tell the
practically
people,
it would be
bro.
a
Tell the
bad idea.
people, bro. Tell the people that what, because no one believes in me, bro.
And I know you're not going to agree with me on this either, and maybe people in the chat are not going to agree with me on this one either. Galatasaray's second game week of the Champions League isn't that important. Top in the group didn't matter. We saw it, bro. All you got to do really is get 4 to 5 wins out of the 8, and you're through. And then, I mean, like, we saw top in the group didn't mean anything, bro. It's not even actually of any benefit. So I can't lie, Cal. Second group game against Galatasaray, if this game's a draw, that's a draw, bro. We won the first game. Thankfully, we got 3 points. If we draw this game, we draw it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, if it was a must win, if it was like, right, we don't beat Galatasaray, we're going to go out. Then I'd be like, bro, whatever needs to be done, get it done. We have to win this game. But at this moment in time, bro, I draw away at Galatasaray would be a good result. I can't even lie, but I actually would be, but it would be like, you know what? Get the draw, get out of there unscathed, keep it moving, bro. You know what I mean? So even that, from that point of view, bro, I don't think it's worth the risk. You know what I mean? It's not worth the risk.
Wouldn't it be better to try and win this game so then we could start resting players after the game?
We say that, bro, but we didn't do that last time.
Yeah, and Slot even came out after and has since said that, you know, they've learned from that. He should have.
He did. To be fair, he did. He ain't going to do that again. Look, you can look at it from all angles. We can look at it from all angles. I don't think any angle is wrong at the moment.
Just not my angle.
No, because like I said, tactically, what you said was completely spot on. I didn't disagree with it tactically at all. Just personnel-wise, we can't take the risk. You know what I mean? We just can't take the risk personnel-wise. But tactically, I didn't think there was anything wrong with what you said.
All right, fair enough. Let's go back to the Wirtz situation. Do you think Slot is to blame or has to take some responsibility for the situation with Florian Wirtz at the moment?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm not going to lie. The manager's got a lot of heat on him right now. And some of it is very much deserved.
But I think, again, with the Florian, just like with the Florian Wirtz criticism, I do think some of this Slot stuff has gone way overboard as well.
Yeah. I've seen people saying, like, I never trusted him. He's on fraud watch. I'm like, the manager that won the league. Like, come on. It doesn't matter what mistakes he's made so far this season. How can any manager who won the league be on fraud watch this quickly? You know what I mean? Like,
this is outrageous. This is
no, I'm not gonna lie. You know, Allardyce gets an unfair bad rap. You know, I actually think Allardyce was a good manager, but hey ho.
Someone said Big Sanderson.
Big Sanderson is hilarious.
That's outrageous.
But yeah, for me, the people saying, and even now, some people in the chat are still saying they think Slot's on fraud watch. Come on, man. You cannot to me, logically explain why he's on fraud watch. From an emotional point of view, I guess so.
In fact,
But-
no, let's not say that, Drew. For anyone who do think Slot is on fraud watch, do let us know the reasons. I don't want to just shut it down, Drew, because there's been times where we've seen.
Should I ban him?
No. Let's.
That's
be
a
real
level
about
of disrespect. That's a level. Man can't be comparing him to Amarim. Come on, guys. Come on.
I'm used to the abuse now. I'm immune to it. You lot have created an environment where I'm immune to the abuse.
That's a timeout right there.
On a real drift, we have sometimes seen in other players. You yourself, you saw talent in Caicedo before most other people. We were speaking before we went online today. I was saying how I've been telling people about Bowen since 2020. Just because people might see it sooner than others and point out doesn't mean that they're wrong. But what I would like is for people to articulate why they believe he's on fraud watch or why they don't have a trust in him. I genuinely would like to know, because I don't want to live in an echo chamber where it's just like, he can't be on fraud watch, you can't be on fraud. No, I don't want to hear it. I genuinely want to hear the other side of the argument and why people feel this way. I genuinely do, because bro, we could learn something from this. We could actually understand why people say this. So for me personally, I don't think he's on fraud watch. However, I do think he's being a bit of a coward at the moment.
Okay.
And I'll explain why.
I don't even know which one I would hate being called more.
No, he's being a coward.
Or fraud. Which one of those is worse?
And this is why I say that. I think at the weekend, it was easier to hook Connor Bradley than it was to hook Konate. Konate's got a bigger reputation. Probably got.
But do you really think that Slot would jeopardize the team for an easier decision? Bro, we've all been praising him how ruthless and how much he doesn't care. Why all of a sudden would he do that?
That's my concern. That's my question. I'll ask you again. Was Konate worse than Bradley in the first half? Yes or no?
No, he wasn't. No.
He wasn't worse than Bradley.
Oh, no, sorry. He was. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
No, sorry. I was answering it that Bradley wasn't worse than Konate.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So why was Konate not hooked and why was Bradley hooked?
I think that's probably got something to do with maybe Joey's fitness, maybe after playing the full 90 minutes in the Southampton game, maybe. So maybe like Joey wasn't fully fit, maybe. So he didn't want to risk him.
Joey was fit enough to play 45 minutes, bro.
No, I'm not saying he wasn't, but maybe in Slot's mind, he was thinking, why risk it when... Because at the beginning of the second half, Ibu started to play better again.
Okay.
So maybe he was like, oh, okay, Ibu's performance is improving a little bit. Let me not risk Joey when I don't need to. But I can't explain to you why we had three right backs in one game. I can't explain.
Let me ask another question then. Should McAllister be starting right now?
No.
Why is he starting ahead of Curtis Jones?
The only thing I can think is that because Jones has only been back in full training for a week. That's the only thing I can think.
So why not play Szoboszlai in the pivot, which has been working, and then play Wirtz in the 10?
Because I think that I believe the thinking going into the Crystal Palace game, which I agree with, but then the caveat is I don't agree with what he did after that, is I think he believed I'm going to go back to basics to get my strongest midfield on because I'm going away to a very difficult ground against a very physical team, and I want to make sure that I have what's considered my engine room. So he went back to Grav, Mac and Szoboszlai, which is the midfield that won us the league and is our strongest, most reliable midfield. So whether he's out of form or not, you're always hoping that next game's the game, right? Which is, I think, the thing that a lot of us forget. Do you know how form turns around, bro? Normally, form actually turns around by a player having a good game, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, are they back? And then they have a couple more, and you're like, oh, right, they're back in form. It isn't like we get like a kettle boiling. Oh, he's getting a bit better. And it takes like 5 or 6 weeks. And, hey, he's getting better, you know. Normally, a player that's of actual quality, like McAllister, there'll just be one game and he'll just turn it around and then he'll start playing well.
He's had several games to prove himself and he hasn't been able to do that yet.
Because he's in poor form, but poor form can change like that when you're a quality player. That's what I'm saying. Like,
no, that's fine, but
quality player, literally one game and you can turn around.
If you're in poor form and you've got what we told is a very good squad, then you lean on the squad, right? Why was Gakpo brought him before Chiesa.
That I probably think has got a lot to do with favoritism. That I think is favoritism. Because Gakpo hasn't played as well as Chiesa this season. Although, if he's saying that Chiesa felt something in that game, do you think he felt it before you even brought him on? That's why he only gave him 15 minutes.
No. Or else he wouldn't have brought him on.
Well, yeah, favoritism.
And that's the point. I'm seeing a lot of favoritism. It's something I accuse Klopp of, sorry. I'm now seeing it in Slot a little bit. I don't like it.
You know,
Players
all
keep
managers
playing
have
merit.
favoritism. Though.
No, I get
like,
it.
you know,
And
literally
no,
all managers.
No,
have
cool. But I only care about the managers that in the Liverpool dugout. I don't give a monkeys about the Artetas and all that. I only care about the manager who's managing Liverpool Football Club. So that's what I'm going to call out. Bro, I love McAllister.
Why is everyone frying up oranges, sorry, in the chat?
I have no idea.
Or are they tomatoes? I'm confused. What's going on, chat? I need to know what's going on. I'm so confused right now because they look like oranges. I'm thinking, why is everyone putting oranges in the chat?
This notion that I've seen so many.
Oh, it's a raid. Okay.
Oh, the 3 catch. Oh, big up to the 3 catcher. Big up, man. Appreciate it. I'm seeing a lot of favoritism right now. And what I don't like, I'm seeing McAllister get every excuse under the book. It's fitness, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. I'm not seeing that same leniency with Gakpo. I'm not seeing that leniency with Wirtz. I'm not seeing that leniency with anyone else. It's only McAllister. And I get it. McAllister's a fan favorite. He's a fantastic midfielder. But aren't we meant to be holding each player accountable? Aren't we meant to be saying if a player's badly out of form that we go, you know what? Like, shouldn't someone else be taking his place? Mo Salah. Someone should be taking his place right now. Gakpo, someone should be taking his place right now.
Yeah, I hear it. But I do think Jones would have if he hadn't just come back from injury. No, Cal. That's the one thing I will say. I think Slot has shown he does love Jones and he does trust Jones. And if Jones had been fully fit, bro, I have to back the manager on that one. I think he would have played Jones instead of McAllister. Because he likes Jones and he does play Jones. And Jones has played in loads of big games. He's not afraid to play Jones. We went to St. James's Park and he played Jones. He'll play Jones. He trusts Jones. I think it's just been Jones's fitness, if I'm being honest. I do. And there's an argument that Jones has been Liverpool's third best midfielder this season behind Szoboszlai and Gravenberch. In fact, I don't even think it's an argument. I probably think he has been. Would you say any of the other midfielders have put like Wirtz and like that? He is, isn't it? He's been our third best midfielder this season. So yeah. I think he would have.
Sorry, bear me a moment. So the issue I have with this Wirtz thing is, from a coaching standpoint, it feels like whenever Wirtz is getting into a game and starting to really start cooking, he's hooked off. It almost feels as though Slot doesn't want him to play 90 minutes.
No, I wouldn't say cooking, Cal. Playing better, he's never cooked. But since he got here, he's never actually cooked.
That's incorrect. The Crystal Palace game, he was in. I'm talking about the first Crystal Palace game, Community Shield. Warming up into the game, really starting to find pockets of space and make things happen. Gets hooked in the second half. I was there, bro. I was there.
But I think cooked is an over exaggeration. I don't think he's ever cooked.
In the Bournemouth game, okay, I'm thinking, all right, maybe first 2 games of the season. The Newcastle game, down to 10 men. Down to find pockets of space. Newcastle getting tired. He gets hooked off. Arsenal starts to play well, gets hooked off. Burnley starts to play well, gets hooked off. Like,
but how well is well, Cal?
Well enough to stay on the pitch. And you just said, Drift, if a player's going to get rhythm, and for me, minute 70 to minute 90, that's when you rely on your technical players the most. Because you might have tired legs, but the technique never lets you down, Drift. How many times did we see Gerrard pop up with late winners? Because the technique never lets you down. Never lets you down. So for me, I need to see him play a 90 minutes for a fact. I need to see that happen. But not just that. We need to find a combination that gets the best out of your number 10. I used the example earlier. When Kaka played at AC Milan, he had Seedorf, Gattuso, and Pirlo in the midfield with him. Lampard wasn't an out-and-out 10, but he more or less played as a 10 at Chelsea. This guy had Claude Makelele, Essien, and all these guys behind him, doing the dirty work for him. I never saw Lampard run past Essien or be the deepest midfielder at Chelsea Football Club when he was in his prime. I never saw Kevin De Bruyne do it either. I never saw these number 10s do it. I never saw Coutinho in a deeper role than Henderson or Emre Can. I've never seen it, but I've seen it with Szoboszlai and I've seen it with Florian Wirtz. That's not coincidence. That's by design. And I say that because I'm saying this. If you're playing McAllister in midfield, then Wirtz has got to sit on the bench. If you're playing Wirtz in the midfield, then McAllister's got to sit on the bench. The two don't mesh. The two do not mesh. The only way them two work in midfield is if you have a Kante type defensive midfielder. And we don't have that. And Slot has to make a decision. And I'm not saying you drop one forever and never play the other one, but you have to make a decision. All right, so case in point here. Lesedi, I'm not even trying to call you out, bro. You know it's all love. But this is what I keep on hearing. McAllister's the most equipped to find Wirtz consistently. McAllister's occupying the same spaces as Wirtz. McAllister's standing in the position where Wirtz wants to stand. So how can you get the ball to him if they're standing on each other's toes? Yes, from a technical standpoint, McAllister's the best at passing through the lines. But how can he pass through the lines when they're standing next to each other? How can he pass through the lines when he's in the position that Wirtz should be occupying? And I'm seeing people saying he's a 6 and he played left back in the last game. We did a breakdown in the Burnley game and we saw where they were standing. McAllister occupies very similar spaces to where Wirtz is. So it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I don't understand it.
But do you know, I think it's not working because McAllister's playing poorly, not because of a technical aspect. I think if McAllister was playing the way we know he can, I don't think it would be a problem.
It would be slightly better, but it'd still be a problem. It would still be a problem, bro.
No, I don't think it'd be a problem with it, because if he was playing well, then he'd be passing, his tenacity would be back, he'd be winning tackles. He's just so out of form that I think it's making it look way worse than it is.
Mac, so I may be wrong saying this. You see, last season, everyone said Szoboszlai was the 10, right? He may have been the 10, but I think Mac was the only one in the midfield who sorry, I won't say he had a free role, but he had the most freedom in the midfield. I think Gravenberch and Szoboszlai had to be the most had to be more tactically assured and tactically disciplined than McAllister last season.
Maybe.
With Wirtz there, McAllister doesn't have that luxury now.
Oh no, do you know what? I would probably put it more to he had the license to use intelligence to make forward runs when needed to arrive late in the box. Not a freedom, but just like, if you see an opportunity, I'll give you permission to take it. So freedom would mean he can always, like, all game, he can like roam. I'll say he was still structured and had to be here, but use your in-game intelligence. If you see a moment, take it. That's probably more what I would say.
So he had the most freedom then, Drift.
Yeah, and again, but I don't know if I'd call it freedom, because I'm sure Szoboszlai was told, even though I need you to do all of this, if there is an opening, take it as well. Like, I'm sure he was still given some kind of like.
But how many times did we see our number 10 running past our 2 6s to win the ball back or to make a foul?
I just think that's because he was just good at it more so than anything else.
Oh, I never saw Kevin De Bruyne run past Rodri or Fernandinho to win the ball back. Never saw it.
Oh. But remember, there was that press conference when Slot actually was like, yeah, he needs to shoot and pass more. Like, so I don't necessarily think it was like, don't do any of that. You know what I mean? I do think Slot was still like, if you see an opportunity, take it, the same way he would have said to Mac. If you see an opportunity, take it. Szoboszlai maybe just went into his shell from an attacking point of view. I don't know, but yeah, cool. I mean, you could be right. I don't know. I don't know. Freedom. I don't know if anyone's really got freedom. Maybe Salah. I'll probably say maybe Salah was the only one last season in our team where you say he actually had freedom, where I think he could kind of do what he wanted.
No,
I think
McAllister didn't have Salah freedom. No one's has Salah freedom. But I'm saying in the midfield, he definitely had the most freedom in the midfield. Without a shadow of a doubt, bro, Sobo was having to cover Salah on the right wing, who's having to cover Mack and Grav in the midfield. You're like, he had to do a lot, and he's still doing that now. I think it's about combinations.
This
You
is
have to play
interesting.
the best combinations.
Big up Trez says Gravenberch said all the midfielders have more freedom this season.
We put the fries in the bag, then we're gonna leak goals. Then we're gonna leak goals like.
Are you? Do you want to specifically talk about Slot, or can I ask a question that's not going to mess up your
no?
plan?
Ask away, bro.
Do we believe, whether right or wrong, to have the philosophy change? Let's forget that part for a moment, because I think most people will say you do have to evolve, otherwise you get stale and you get worked out. So I don't think anybody with real football knowledge is ever going to say should have just kept it the same as last season, because for the most part that's how you get found out. But when you make a tactical change, especially after one that's been very successful, it does take time. Are we willing to give Slot the time to implement the new system and the new players in that new system? Are we going to give him time? Because clearly he's trying to figure shit out.
All right, I'm going to ask a question to answer your question, and not just to be an a-hole about it. I'm genuinely asking this question. What are Slot's tactics in his philosophy of play at the moment?
It's quite difficult to figure it out.
It's impossible to figure out because we can't
But
figure out.
he must know what it is. He's way too good of a manager for him to not know what it is.
Does he though? Because if he does, he's not able to translate it to the players because the players aren't doing it. I don't see what the tactics are at the moment, bro. And for me to say that about Arne Slot, it feels like blasphemy. Because last season, I saw a manager he basically was a Floyd Mayweather in the way he approached games last season. I'm going to see what you're saying in the first half. Halftime, I'm going to adapt it, and boom, I'm going to wipe you out in the second half. That was Floyd's thing. I'm going to download information, and then I'm going to systematically break you guys down.
So, could this be the problem? He's now trying to implement a system and tactics that was successful in Holland, but maybe it's not transferable to Premier League.
I can't speak about what his system was in Holland because I didn't watch his football. I can't sit there and say that. But I've seen clips of...
They were very attacking.
No, but I saw clips of when they play. I saw a clip of when they played Celtic, for example. They're popping the ball about, and before you know it, they're in on Celtic's goal.
Yeah, they're a possession-based attacking team. That's what Feyenoord were. Feyenoord were. Sorry,
but we're not that. I'm not watching that. I'm watching the team who gets the ball in side to side, 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 side to side. Should I cross? No, side to side. That's what I'm seeing right now.
Is that a combination? And again, remember, we're just asking questions here. I don't think either of us even know any answers. Is that because players are low in confidence at the moment as well? So it isn't just about the tactics being wrong. There's quite a few players in our team that don't seem to be on it. Their form is off for whatever the reason may be. And it's a combination of just everything that's not looking good. So you've got the tactics, you've got the system, you've got the confidence, you've got the form. Everything is just off all at the same time. And then a little bit of individual brilliance has been helping us because we have world-class ballers. So there's going to be those moments where the quality just shines through, and your Virgils and your Salahs and your McAllisters and your Gravenberches still pop up with those moments because there's quality. But overall, there's just a lot of confusion. Is that the best way for us? Is that the best word to describe everything right now? Confusion.
I don't think it's confusion. I think it's a lack of identity at the moment. I can look at a Pep team and go, oh, that's a Pep team. But I hate to say that. I can look at an Arteta team and go, that's an Arteta team now.
But Cal, this season you can't say that's a Pep team. I'm not gonna lie, I don't recognize what Pep's doing. I've never seen him ever play football the way he's got City playing now.
No, in the Arsenal game is completely different. But
I watched them all season, bro. Apart from the Wolves game, they haven't looked remotely like themselves, bro. They don't play like they used to, bro.
They've changed some nuances, but you wouldn't say they've lost their identity. I feel like we have an identity crisis at the moment, a full-blown identity crisis at the moment. And the reason I say that is because I don't know what the fullback roles are. I don't know what the winger roles are. I don't know what the 10's role is. The only person in the team who I feel I know what their role is Virgil. That's it. And Grav to an extent.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
And again, this could be completely off.
Also, sorry, really quickly, just so I can ask you. What would you say have been Liverpool's best goals so far scored this season?
The Gravenberch goal against Everton.
And what did we do in that move?
Pass.
1-2 touches. Pop, 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 bang.
The Newcastle Rio goal. Yeah.
What did we do with that one? Pop, 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 bang.
Pop, pop, pop. Yeah. And obviously Soboslai free kick.
When we play quickly, we destroy teams. So why have we slowed the play down so much?
I mean, to be fair, even in the Arsenal game, we keep playing these deep-lying defensive teams where it is very difficult to pop the ball around a team that's just sitting in.
It's not. You just... All right, so if that's the case, then why...
There's no space to pop it up.
Right,
remember, cool. Newcastle were trying to win the game, left themselves open, boom, 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 boom. Everton, first half, thought they could play, boom, 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 boom. Finger, other than that, when has a team opened up for us to be able to do that, bro? You know what I'm saying?
All right, let me ask you a question then. If we're playing these low block teams, why are our fullbacks inverting them?
Now that I could not, bro. I have got no clue why Slot is obsessed with the middle of the pitch. I've got absolutely no. Maybe he's got a fear of edges. I don't know. I'm sure there's a phobia out there with a name for a fear of edges. Maybe he has that. I don't know. Yeah, but the man loves the middle. I said to Matt the other day, I don't think he's got a side of the bed, fam. I think he sleeps in the middle, bro.
Yeah, most men like the middle, but that's neither here nor there.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad. It's mad.
But I'm seeing Robbo. I'm seeing Gakpo getting the ball, and instead of Gakpo cutting in and Robbo running on the outside of him, I'm seeing Robbo running into the space where Gakpo's going to be running into. I'm seeing Conor Bradley doing the same thing. I'm seeing Kirkes doing the same. The only fullback who goes on the outside now is Frimpong. The only one. The way we're building up from the back is quite slow and laborious. I get we had Trent last season. I get it. And Trent is a cheat code. But we've known Trent's going since what, March? Surely you work on patterns of play from knowing how to progress the ball up the field. Surely
acrophobia. Slot might have acrophobia.
We've got Gravenberch in the team who can turn on a sixpence, who can leave attackers and leave midfielders for dead. We've got McAllister, who's meant to be one of the best progressive passers in the league. Why are we struggling to play out from the back? Why are teams coming to Anfield like Arsenal and just destroying our press and just walking the ball out from goalkeeper into midfield? How come these teams can do it to us and we can't do it to them, Drew? When we have players who we believe are superior, who does that come down to?
I'll probably say it's 40% the players' fault, 60% the manager's fault, isn't it? Because players should still be able to do what he's asking, but if they can't do what he's asking, then the manager's at fault for trying to get them to do it.
But my point is, if the players are superior to the players we're playing against, but they can't carry out the instructions, but these are top quality footballers, then is things being overcomplicated.
Well, here's the thing I'll say, and this isn't even me trying to make, because I know everyone's going to go, you're making excuses. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to we're having a conversation here, right? So I'm just writing down what I was going to ask you so I don't forget.
Yeah, go for it. Big up Football with Ends in the chat as well. Go subscribe to Football with Ends. Yeah,
coaching attacking football is 10 times harder than coaching defensive football. And
it's not.
No, it is, bro. It is defensive football. Getting a defensive shape and having a defensive structure amongst a team, bro, is the basic, easiest part of coaching in football.
It's not.
Teaching attacking football is the hardest part, bro.
No, Drift.
No, how it is. It's so much easier to coach defending than it is to coach attacking, bro.
It's not, bro. It's not. They're equally as difficult as each other.
No, they're not, bro. The only difference is you need the personnel specific to do both. So if you got crap defenders, then it is difficult to coach defending. But you can take a basic team. You can take a basic team and get them structured to be able to defensively play well. You can, bro. You can go to the most, like Derby County when that year they only got 11 points or whatever, and you could have took that shit team and still been able to defensively improve them by tactics and structure. Attack needs individuals of actual quality, and patterns of play are way harder to coach than defensive structure, bro.
They're both equally as difficult, just different.
We can agree to disagree on that then, bro. I definitely know it's harder to coach attacking than defending.
It's not, bro. How can you say that?
Bro? Because goals are the hardest thing to do in football, period, right? So how can it be easier or how can it be similar to coach defending than it is attacking, bro?
Because, bro, to have a defensive shape involves usually the whole team. It doesn't just involve 4 or 5 players. When you speak about attacking phases, you don't really talk about the centre-backs and the goalkeeper. Often, they can get involved. But when you're speaking about defending, everyone you have
to defend from the front, of course.
No, but I mean, literally, every single player in that team has to be on point. Has to, in order for the defensive shape to work. If one thing in the defensive shape doesn't work, the whole thing goes to pot. Bro, in an attacking setup,
but that's about
doesn't have to work for the attack. They're both equally as hard as each other, just different.
I disagree. I disagree. I think it's a lot harder to coach attacking than it is to coach defending, personally. And I mean, if it was easier to coach attacking, or if it was the same, bro, I think we'll see more teams being attacking, just generally speaking.
No,
I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence that in football around the whole world, most teams defend better than they attack. That can't be a coincidence, bro.
Ooh, I doubt it, Drift. I don't think that is a true thing, bro. Teams leak goals.
No, but football, you're gonna let in goals. Football's about, no one's perfect. But like, generally speaking, you will see teams be a lot more structured defensively than they are fluid attacking. From every league, from top to bottom, if you go through, you will see them all have way more defensive structure than attacking fluidity. From the bottom end of the league right to the top end of the league.
I mean, I look at Ipswich last season. Ipswich couldn't defend to save their life, but they're actually decent when they were going forward.
But I don't think they wanted to be defensive. If they wanted to be, they could have been better at it.
Right, bro. They just weren't good at it.
I don't think they were good at attacking either, but I mean, we'll agree to disagree on that point. We'll agree to disagree on that point, but I think that is why we're struggling a little bit now, because I think it is quite difficult to fully get the team to attack in the way in which, because what's hard about it as well, bro, which is one of the reasons why I think defending is easier to coach than tactics, is because defending is about structure, occupying space, and being like keeping yourself on the swivel and just be prepared for things to happen, right? Whereas when you're attacking, some of the time it's about off the cuff, and you can't teach off the cuff. That's why you need the talent, because players like a Wirtz and a Salah need to use their initiative to be able to see moments and off the cuff do something with it. It can't always just be about patterns of play, because football has to have some level of off the cuff to it. That's just how football is, right? Especially when you're attacking.
So that makes coaching easier from an attacking standpoint then?
No, because because you need to keep being able to coach moments to allow it to get to that point where you have the player. So like, if you're trying to like drag a team out, right, and you're passing from side to side, like what City used to do, for an example, what they were doing is dragging people out of position. Everything they were doing was to drag defenders out of position. That's structurally how they did. That's hard to coach. Like, if you see a defender here, pass it here, do this, you move here, you make sure you back him up. That's so much harder to coach than just You have a bank of 4 here, occupy that space. You have a bank of 4 here. If you see someone in your lane, if not, you pass him on, you let the other person know he's got, but like that. Anyway, again, we're getting back on it. But I think that the way we're trying to be coached now by Slot with that more attackingness, he's struggling to get the players to get to where he wants them to be with, say, the patterns of play and with the off the cuff at the same time. And I think we've got players like Salah and Wirtz who are out of form, making it even worse. Because if they were in form, it probably wouldn't look as bad as it does. But as the Newcastle goal, as the Everton goal as an example, that did look like training. That looked like things we've worked on in training. Rondos, popping the ball, movement. That does look like things we've worked on. The way we were doing it, even the way Gravenberch passed the ball, then he kept moving and he kept moving. It was intelligent. It wasn't mindless. It seems like coaching. Those goals seem like it was coached. I just think Slot is struggling right now to get the team to understand and also to change, because we were used to playing the way we were before, to what it is now he wants them to do, which is more attack-minded. I want him to revert to type until he figures it out. I do. I want him to go back to what was being successful, because, yeah, other teams kind of might be like, oh, we know how you play now. But it's best we look good and maybe the other team kind of figures it out till we just play like shit. You know what I mean? Like, because right now I'm scared we're just going to be
when
playing
you say
like
revert, you're basically saying go back to the midfield 3 that it was last season, right?
Drop Wirtz, 100%.
Did you know why the midfield 3 worked a lot better last season? Because we had someone called Trent in the team.
That's true.
We don't have Trent now.
I mean, we played games without Trent. He got injured last season and we still won without him.
Yeah, of course we won games without Salah when he went AFCON.
No, so I'm saying, so we could revert to type and still be all right without Trent.
But long term, it's not going to work.
No, I don't want him to do it long term. I just want him to do it now while everyone's out of form and we're struggling with like getting people. You know, Isak is out of form, Salah's out of form, Wirtz is out of form. Like, while this is happening, we just got to go back to a structure that we understand and we recognize until everybody's form picks up, bro. Because we can't have a system we don't get and players out of form. That's a recipe for a disaster, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
If
like,
that's the case, then you've got to not play Isak then.
Bro, Ekatike is playing on form anyway, brother. That's how it is. That's how it is,
we
bro.
played with a false 9 last season. If that's the case, then as well, who starts at right back? Because neither Bradley nor Frimpong can replicate anything of what Trent did. So who plays right back?
No, they can't replicate. But I think Bradley, because he played last season, would be the one that would understand probably a bit more what it was, because he was here last season, whereas Frimpong wasn't. So it would be Bradley for me. If you're going to go back to the way he played last year, I'd play Bradley. Because Bradley had a lot of good games last season, so I'd play Bradley.
So have we misprofiled our signings then?
Yeah. Which is a beautiful segue into what I was going to ask you, bro. This is going to sound like a really silly question, but just hear me out. Did Slot want Wirtz? Was that a flex from the club? And Slot, because he's a talented player, was like, yeah, I'll have him. But if you actually sat Slot down and said, what do you want? Do you actually think Wirtz would have been the one he picked?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I'm not saying he didn't. I just wanted to ask the question because there's a part of me starting to think, because it seems like he's struggling to fit him in, is it just the board went, here's this world-class baller, deal with it? Or was it actually who he wanted?
I don't think he's struggling to fit him in. I think he's forcing other players in the team that shouldn't be there if he's going to play Wirtz.
Like who?
I've said it. McAllister for a start.
No, but McAllister was always going to play. Well, so you think McAllister shouldn't play if Wirtz is playing for the rest of the season?
No, I'm saying if Wirtz is playing in the 10, then it's got to be Szoboszlai, Jones, or grabbing the pivot.
Yeah, so that's what you're saying. So you're saying because that's where Wirtz should play, for the rest of the season, McAllister should never be a starter. Come on, Cal, that's ridiculous.
Why is it ridiculous?
Because McAllister's one of our best players. That doesn't make any sense,
But
bro.
the combination doesn't work.
But then don't buy Wirtz. Don't bench McAllister, who was clearly working, just to bring in someone we don't know if it will work. That don't make sense.
Oh, hold on, wait. So what? We can't have rotation and variation, no?
No, I don't. That doesn't make sense for me, bro. That McAllister can't play because if Wirtz plays, So literally, he has to be a bench player for the rest of the season, bro. That doesn't make sense.
I never said he has to be a bench player for the rest of the season. I just said,
well, if Wirtz is going to play the majority of the games, then that means that McAllister doesn't play the majority of the games.
Plays the majority of games. Whoever's in better form out of the two plays.
No, but bro, if it was working,
for the team, whoever's better for the team plays. Drift. I don't care about the name and the number on the back, bro. I only care about the badge on the front. If McAllister,
but do you want to know what?
Because you keep on saying, "Oh, McAllister, bro." I don't care, bro. You can put shiesties on all of them guys, bro, and dress them in the same football boots and do whatever you want, bro. I'm playing the players in this team who give Liverpool the best chance of winning.
All right, but if I said to you after 4 or 5 games we've realised Isak and Salah don't work together, you would never say bench Isak for the rest of the season.
How much you want to bet?
You wouldn't, bro. Bro, you wouldn't. You would never say we got Isak, keep him on the bench. Because you know he's a talent. What a waste of time of him just being on the bench all the time.
All right, so let me get this straight. Ekitike, so you think Isak should start ahead of Ekitike right now?
No, I'm not talking about form. I'm talking about just the talent of just like, why would Isak hold bench? You figure out how to get them both on the pitch. You don't just bench one.
If he's being benched, it means someone in his position is outperforming him. So yes, he's on the bench, bro.
No, but you're not saying that somebody should be out if somebody's outperforming McAllister. You're just saying it don't work, don't play them together. So if McAllister finds form, you still think it's irrelevant. He shouldn't play when Wirtz is playing.
No, if McAllister finds form, then one of the two's got to sit on the bench for each other. Or they got to rotate.
So you've got, bro, there's no way we can have 2 players of that talent and they never play together, bro. That does not make sense. I'm not saying they
never play together, but in most games they probably won't because it won't work.
I disagree. I definitely disagree with that.
Give me any evidence so far that suggests that Wirtz and McAllister work in the same midfield.
But he's so out of form. I can't. But it's because he's out of form.
Is he out of form or is he just playing badly because the system doesn't suit him?
No, he's out of form. He didn't even play well for Argentina. He's out of form, bro. He's out of form. McAllister's just out of form. He is. He's just out of form.
Why is it so hard to just say he's not working in this system rather than it being form?
I would need a way bigger sample size to know that it's the system.
What's the sample size? What, 10, 15 games? Because that's not bad.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, McAllister's only played with Wirtz 4 times, right?
4's enough, bro.
Bro, come on, bro. Especially not with it being like Wirtz is new to the team.
The first time Isak played alongside Wirtz, we saw.
No, but that's different though. Bro.
The first time Ekitike and Wirtz played together, we saw link up play. We saw these two have got a little understanding. Isak and Wirtz, they've got a little understanding.
Sometimes it don't. So but it doesn't mean that you can look. I mean, as in straight away. Like Salah came into the league and hit the ground running and was amazing straight away. Some players take a year. Like that stuff is down to the individuals. But I don't think 4 games is long enough to say, yeah, Mac and Wirtz don't work together. Never played them together, especially with McAllister being so out of form. So
again, everyone's confusing me with saying it's one or the two by me now. I'm imagining me saying that McAllister ain't great. McAllister's great. On his days, our best centre midfielder. But right now, the system does not allow us to facilitate having Wirtz and McAllister in there at the same time because we do not have another midfielder in there that complements them or allows them to both flourish and play their game at the same time. Therefore, it's got to be one or the other. In the same way, I don't think we have a system at the moment that allows us to play Frimpong and Kirkes at the same time.
So
it's not working.
Oh, okay. Oh, but that's a little bit different because then
it's
you
not
can become
different.
No, because your fullback, if both your fullbacks are attacking, then you leave your defenders exposed, isn't it?
And if one of your pivot players is attacking in the same spaces as your number 10, then your number 6, who's Gravenberch, is also exposed, and so is the rest of the team becomes imbalanced.
Yeah, but that's different because McAllister is definitely able to sit and be disciplined because we've seen him do it. So you just tell him to do it and he'll do it.
No, but you keep on saying just tell him to do it. Why hasn't he done it then?
It might be poor instruction because he's definitely capable of sitting. We've seen McAllister do it. If you tell him to sit, he can sit. So clearly it's instructions.
When have we seen McAllister sit?
For Klopp.
And how did that work out for us from a defensive standpoint, Drift?
To be fair, it wasn't that bad, bro. We were top of the league while McAllister was our DM.
Drift.
We could have done better, but he did all right, bro. We were top of the league. McAllister was playing well under Klopp.
When McAllister was playing as a single pivot, as a 6, bro, we were getting run through like a hoe at a brothel, bro.
No, it wasn't that bad, bro. It was once he got used to it, it wasn't that bad, bro. We're top of the league with that, bro.
Brother, Endo became the starter.
No, that was like in the middle of the season. For the first half of the season, Mac was playing 10 and we were doing well, bro.
Yes, and then Endo became the starter because we were struggling in there. Mac in the 6 was horrific, bro.
I think you're remembering the first couple of games when he was getting used to it. After that, he started to perform quite well. Anyway, the point is, I think he's disciplined enough to do it if told, which is the main point. If he was told to sit back, he would do it. He's very good at carrying out instructions, Mackay. He's very intelligent. So I think if Slot said to him, yo, don't push up as much, he would stop doing it. And then, but I just think he's out of form, bro. I don't think he's doing anything well. He's not passing well. He's not reading play. He is just what you actually call bang out of form. That's what McAllister is right now. He is bang out of form. You know when just nothing's going right? That is McAllister right now.
You're going to get the best out of McAllister if you play a Szoboszlai, a Morgan Gibbs-White type, or maybe even a Morgan Rogers, them type of 10s. Those are the type of 10s you got to play in McAllister, workhorse 10s. That's the only way he's going to work in this system that Slot's setting up. It's the only way. If you're playing Szoboszlai in a 10, I'm all for McAllister being the starting centre midfielder. I'm all for it. Because he's going to be that person that pops up on the edge of the box, hits rockets, makes late runs into the box, scores headers, scores tap-ins, dictates games, produces brilliance. But when a Wirtz is there, he becomes your McAllister. And you've got to facilitate Florian Wirtz.
All right, so based off of what you said earlier when you were saying to me, that's why we profiled him, Drift, because he is very good at hard working and doing that pressing and tackling. Why aren't we just getting Wirtz to do that? Which would be a slight of what, not to the degree what Szoboszlai did, but we don't want him doing lung-busting rungs all the way back to right back. But just generally speaking, if he was working as hard as what he's capable of, it would work with Mac because it wouldn't be two technical ballers who would just been technical. It would be workhorses in there.
Wirtz already works hard. That's not the issue.
No, so why don't you think they can work together? What is it why you don't think that McAllister and Wirtz can work together?
Because Brav's not an out-and-out DM. You need an out-and-out DM if it's going to work. You have to.
He's kind of proved he can sit in a 6 by himself, Gravenberch.
No, he's not an out-and-out DM. He's not an out. Gravenberch is phenomenal. He's not an out-and-out DM. He's not
so
a man.
You don't think he's capable of being able to like marshal it on his own? Is that what you think?
Not to do what you need to get the best out of McAllister and Wirtz in the same team. They occupy the same positions on the pitch.
Who, Wirtz and McAllister?
Pretty much when they play together, yes.
Nah, that will be because Wirtz is dropping too deep then. Because I don't see McAllister on the edge of their box or anything like that.
I have.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen him
doing
any of it.
In the Burnley game, Matt showed us.
No, but in that Burnley game is an anomaly because they were literally so deep camped in defense, bro. There wasn't any risk of anybody pushing up. Do you get what I mean? Like the Burnley were never gonna like counter attack us or something like that because they were just camped in their own box. So that game is a little bit of an anomaly.
So what do you think our starting midfield 3 should be?
Well, again, on form, I agree with you. We should
forget form. Forget form. Who do you think
if everybody was playing well, McAllister, Gravenberch, and Wirtz, that's our best 3 players.
Why is McAllister ahead of Szoboszlai?
Because I don't think that Szoboszlai in the pivot, if Mac is in form, is better. Don't get me wrong, he does the role brilliantly when he's there. But if Mac is in form, Mac is a better pivot player than Szoboszlai is.
Based on what?
He's just better, right? He's done it his whole life, even when he's at Brighton. He is a pivot player. Szoboszlai is not a pivot player. Naturally, that's what McAllister is for Argentina, for Brighton, For us last season, he's a pivot midfielder. That is what McAllister is.
Which midfield do you think is more balanced? McAllister, Grav, and Wirtz, or McAllister, Grav, and Wirtz, or Szoboszlai, Grav, and Wirtz? Which do you think is a more balanced midfield?
I think our most balanced midfield is Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Gravenberch. That's our most balanced midfield. But that means Wirtz can't play.
I genuinely believe McAllister is a better footballer than Szoboszlai. I genuinely do. In the same way, I thought Naby Keita was a better footballer than Jordan Henderson.
He was.
But I would never drop Henderson for Naby Keita when they're both in their prime. Never.
No.
Do you know
why?
But
you got to find a way for them to play together, Cal.
No, you don't.
So you don't think Naby and Henderson, if both were in form, would have been able to play together?
No, because Genie was on the other side.
No, remember, there was a season Genie left. So let's remember the season when Genie left. If Naby weren't injury prone, Naby and Henderson could have played in midfield together.
Thiago.
Well, Thiago was never fit, was he? So
I
think Naby and Henderson could have played it. When we beat up Man United, bro, Naby and Henderson played. Remember when we battered them 5-0? That was Naby and Hendo in midfield, bro.
Yeah, he's playing in the 6.
No, but I'm saying they still was in midfield together. We battered Man U that day.
No,
that was
did.
Naby and Hendo, bro.
Yeah. How often
so
did they play together in the midfield and do well?
Sir?
I asked you a question again. Naby Keita is a better footballer than Jordan Henderson. We can all agree that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But Henderson played because of the balance it gave to the team. The balance was better. If you played Naby Keita in that right central midfield role instead of Jordan Henderson, we don't win what we win.
Well, you don't play the player out of his position. Yeah, I agree with that. But getting them to play together, I believe, and again, I could be wrong and you could be right. I'm not even saying you're wrong. Obviously, I'm just giving I believe that there's definitely a world where McAllister and Wirtz can play in the same team. I definitely believe there's a world when they can both play in the same team.
I agree, but it means someone's going to have to come in and replace Grav them potentially.
I don't think that's a necessity for it to work. Could it be more ideal? Yeah, like if you had Mascherano, then of course it would work.
We have a Mascherano in Liverpool's team right now. McAllister and Wirtz start, and it's absolutely
yeah. I agree. It would be easier to implement it.
But we don't have that.
I agree with that. But I don't believe it's a necessity for it to work. If that makes sense, I still think it could work with the personnel we currently have. I just think it's really difficult right now because of how bad McAllister's playing to see it. But if McAllister can pick up his form and get back to the McAllister we know he is, then I think it will be all right. And again, it goes down to what someone said a little bit earlier, Cal, which I definitely agree with. I think McAllister, more so than anyone else, is the player who can see the space to get the ball into the half space to feed Wirtz. Like, I know this sounds like a really silly way to simplify it, but I'm just trying to get people to get what I mean. Gravenberch makes a tackle on the edge of our box, passes it to McAllister, who's about 5 or 10 yards further up the pitch. McAllister turns, makes a 10, 15-yard run to the halfway line, bang, ball through into the half space where Wirtz is waiting for it to be creative to then do what he goes and does. That in a very simple, I know football doesn't work like that, but that is what stylistically is supposed to happen from our midfield. Grav sweeps up, McAllister gets the ball into the half space, Wirtz creates something. That is as simplistic as I can put it. What should happen? It's just we ain't found the way to do it for whatever reasons, which we've spoke about. There's loads of them. So it can work, bro. Trust me, there's a world where that midfield can work.
I need to see it. But I'm going to be real with you right now.
I want to see it. Facts. I want to see it.
There is no way I'm dropping Szoboszlai for anyone right now.
And at the moment, I agree with you totally on that as well. Szoboszlai should be in the team 100%. 100%. He's been our best player so far this season. So 100%.
Let's speak about this Chiesa situation. So news broke early from James Pearce, who came out and mentioned that Chiesa won't be traveling with the squad, and it's nothing to do with an injury or nothing to do with registration. The fan base lost their minds. Jamrock completely went off. Jamrock went off.
Jamrock is so angry at Slot right now.
Jamrock went off. Matt went off. I wanted to go off. And then Slot came out in his press conference and said he's got a slight niggle. One, I'm including myself here. We as a fan base need to do better with waiting for the facts before we crash out.
Don't jump to conclusions.
Or what we are told are the facts before we crash out.
It is difficult to know because we get lied to a lot, though. We do get lied to a lot.
Not just about getting lied to. It's difficult because of the Chiesa situation. Because all we heard last season was he's not fit, he's not available. So yes,
because Slot could even be lying right now.
He could be, but
Slot could actually be lying right now.
Genuine question: what reason would he have to lie and leave Chiesa out of the squad? Not starting 11, just not even bring him.
No, I agree with that. I agree. There's no reason to lie.
There's no reason whatsoever, especially when Slot's actually been bringing him off the bench recently as well.
Yeah. I agree. There's no reason to, yeah.
Are you worried that because we will have no Chiesa, and I'll be real with you, I don't think it's the right environment to bring Rio on? Are you worried about the winger situation tomorrow against Galatasaray? Because if we don't work with Salah and Gakpo, I don't know what we do, bro.
Well, the reason why I'm worried isn't about the actual style. It's about the fact that our two wingers are out of form. Which I'm not going to lie to you, Cal, I think is one of the major issues, you know. And do you want to know what's crazy? We spin this all the way around and do a full block thing. Wirtz, what was the number one thing that you always said when people would crash out on you and say, stop making excuses, bro? You sound like an Arsenal fan. You would always say that the reason why you think Odegaard is playing crap is obviously down to him to a degree, but because he doesn't have players to play with, that allow him to be able to actually do the creative work that a 10 does, which is to have runners.
Oh yeah, Wirtz is suffering from that at the moment as well.
So maybe this does come back to that. There's a part of this that ain't Wirtz's fault then, because Gakpo and Salah are really out of form. Like really out of form. Salah more so than Gakpo, but there isn't much in it. They are really out of form. Maybe that is playing a part in why Wirtz ain't looking good. But to bring it back, that is why I'm worried, bro. Our wingers aren't playing well. They're not. If Gakpo and Salah were playing better, we would probably have won a lot of these games more comfortable. But they're not playing well. They're just not. And if I'm not mistaken, neither of them have got a goal or an assist from open play. Oh, no, Salah did score on the opening day. But other than that, is it only a penalty Salah scored since then?
No, Salah got an assist for the Gravenberch.
No, goals. I'm saying goal. Like I think Salah's only got 2 goals, right? One was
and he
a penalty.
technically got the assist for Rio's goal, even though it.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying from a goal scoring point of view, Cody hasn't scored from open play, right? And Salah's only got 1 goal from open play, I think.
No, Cody scored from open play. Cody scored in the first game of the season against Bournemouth. He scored the opening goal. No, the second goal in the Bournemouth game.
Okay, yeah. So they both. They're both. So ironically, the only goal either of them have scored was the first goal of the season.
So from open play, yeah.
From open play, neither of them have got a goal.
Cody scored. Hold on. All right. So we beat.
Cody scored 2 goals.
We beat Bournemouth 4-2. Cody scored in that game. The Newcastle game, who scored the goals? Who scored the first goal for us?
Oh, did Salah score past Atletico in open play? I don't even remember that goal.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, beautiful goal. Took it down and then left-footed.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he did.
Cody.
Oh, so they both got 1 goal from open play.
Who's Grav got the first goal in the Newcastle game, the long range, and then Ekitike got the second, and then Rio. So those are the first 2 games. Arsenal was Szoboszlai. Then after Arsenal was Burnley, that was Salah from the penalty spot. Everton was Ekitike and Grav.
Yeah.
Palace game was Chiesa. Did Cody play in the cup against Southampton? No. So he wouldn't have scored in that. And then the Atletico Madrid game won 3-2.
So Cody's got 2. Cody's got 2. Salah's got 3 in all comps.
Where's the second Cody goal?
I don't know. People in the chat were saying Cody scored 2 goals. I'm trying to figure it out.
He got an assist in the.
You know what? Let's just actually look this up.
Yeah, he got an assist in the Newcastle game for Ekitike. Cody, I think, has 2 assists. He hasn't got 2 goals. He hasn't scored 2 goals.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 2 assists, 1 goal. Oh, so people in the chat were saying Cody's got 2 goals.
Salah's got 2 goals, 2 assists in the league, if I'm not mistaken, and 1 in the champs.
Okay. Well, I need our wingers. I need our wingers to play better, man. I think that's what the problem is, Cody. Because remember, again, you can be statistics can hide sometimes. We've watched the performances, and neither of them are playing
You
well.
took the words right out of my mouth, bro. Cody is 1 in 2 for GNA this season, and Salah's got 4 GA in six games.
Yeah,
That on paper sounds great, but
yeah,
we know it's
it
not.
does, yeah.
Do you
It
know what I
does.
mean? And this is what I keep on
Yeah.
saying. This is why I don't do the whole stats talk until we speak.
It's got to
about
be both. Yeah, it can never just be look. It can never just be eye test or stats. It has to be a combination.
has to be a
Always,
combination.
always has to be a combination. Always.
So that's why I asked, bro. Are you worried that we have no other winger going, no other senior
Yeah.
winger?
Yeah. The only reason I'm not overly worried is because, like I said before, this game doesn't have like a real, we got to win about it. Do you get what I mean? So that's why I'm not overly worried. But if you're talking about concern more than worry, I am concerned, bro. I'm very much concerned at why all of our forward players, apart from Ekatike, are out of form. All of them. I know Isak, there's extenuating circumstances for, but all of our forward players, apart from Ekatike, are out of form. That is a real
And
worry,
Chiesa,
bro.
nice. Ekatike and Chiesa are both in form.
I know, but I try not to count Chiesa because I don't think Slot does. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of them ones. Because I'm not counting Rio either. So I'm saying Wirtz, Gakpo, Salah, Isak, Ekatike. Like, you know, like the what we would see as the senior 5 attackers that we know Slot does trust or whatever. Only Ekatike is in form out of those 5. The other 4 are out of form. That's worrying, bro. That's really worrying that we've only got 1 out of our 5 senior forwards in form. 2 if you include Chiesa, you're right, because I think Chiesa is in form. But I don't really know what's going on. Why are so many players out of form all at the same time? It's very confusing, bro. Very confusing.
Is there a common denominator potentially? Tactics and setup?
Tactics and system. Yeah, it could be. It could be.
Let's be real. I'm not
Could
even
be.
seeing Salah getting that many chances at the moment.
He's not involved in the game as much as he used to be, that's for sure. Yeah, he's not
Do
involved in
you
it.
think Slot's a little bit guilty of he's got too many riches to choose from at the moment?
A little bit. A little bit.
Like, you know, like if you know, like big up to Uncle Rod's in the chat as well. Go and subscribe to Uncle Rod's channel. But you know, like for example, if you know you've only got 1 meal in the fridge, like you go, all right, cool, I'm gonna warm that up and boom, I'm gonna eat that. But then if I tell you, you know what, you got a choice of, I'll give you a menu. You just sit there for about 10 minutes thinking, oh, what should I have? What should I have? And then,
you know, the perfect example of that is every time I sit down to watch a movie, I realize 45 minutes later, I still ain't picked what I'm watching. Because I've got Disney, Netflix, Amazon, YouTube.
Paramount.
But yeah, and like, yeah, you're right. And like 45 minutes out, I'm like, I could have been halfway through a film by now.
Whereas if I just said, Drift, pick a movie on Netflix, about 5
Old
minutes.
school blockbuster, 1 movie, bang, go home, watch it.
About 5 minutes. Do you think that may be an issue? Because Slot has traditionally said he likes working with a smaller squad. Now he's got a big squad.
Maybe. I don't know, though, man. I don't know. I mean, it could be. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know what's going on. I really don't.
It's a tricky one, man. It's a tricky one. Off the cuff. It's not really off the cuff because this actually came up in the summer, and I think they actually made I don't know if they made an official bid. I think they made an official approach though. AC Milan are targeting Joey G. Now, we're not in a position to be giving away centre backs at the moment.
What are we trying to do? Carry shrapnel with no pockets? I can put a little money band in my sock or something like that, but if I got bare pound coins and no pockets, what am I going to do with this money, bro?
It's dark, isn't it? It's dark. People are
Yeah,
going
bro,
to
what the hell?
meters away. I'm not saying we sell Joey in January. However, Drift, I'll ask you. Do you think this is Joe Gomez's last season at Liverpool Football Club?
Yeah, I do. It makes me sad because you know how much I love Joey. Yeah, I think this is Joey's last season with Liverpool. I do.
All right. I'm going to ask you and everyone in the comment section a question. If we assume that Konate and Joe Gomez are going at the end of the season, which two He's probably not listening. All 3 centre backs, would you bring in to replace them?
The centre back market is a market that seems to be quite scarce at the moment for like top quality. So it is a little bit of a worry. It is a little bit of a worry. I have no idea, bro. Again, we'd need to see what Schlotterbeck did after recovering from his injury. Hincapié is gone now. He would have been somebody I would have said. Iniacho has really dropped off the ball. I haven't even been paying attention to what he's doing.
I think Inacio's centre-back partner should be the person we look at, Diamonde.
Well, why didn't he end up going Palace? What actually happened with all
Priced out of a move, I believe.
Oh, was it? Okay. So do you think Diamonde is good enough for Liverpool?
Diamonde reminds me of what Konate was when we first bought him.
Like a little like diamond in the rough, like you just got to polish it kind of thing.
I believe so, yeah.
I'm
gonna be real with you. Diamonde and Schlotterbeck as a 2 to replace Konate and Gomez. I could live with that. Van der Ven, everyone knows how much I rate Van der Ven. I don't see, especially if Spurs get taken over, put the fries in the bag.
Oh yeah.
And wrap the bag up. Luke Caber's a shout. I didn't see who said that, so I want to give you credit.
No, I thought Luke Caber got his move this summer, didn't he? Didn't he move in the
No, he's still there. Shout out to Class. Luke Caber's a shout if you can't get Schlotterbeck potentially. I do look at this team though, Drift, and I know it's very heightist. I do think we need tall centre backs in our system.
How tall Schlotterbeck?
Schlotterbeck like 6'3", 6'4".
How tall's Diamonde?
About 6'3", 6'4", I believe.
Okay, yeah. I think the manager agrees with you. Look how tall Leone is, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Joey's 6 foot, so he's not even short, or 6'1", but maybe because he's the shortest out of all of them.
Joey's
maybe
6'2".
That's why.
Joey's 6'2".
Joey's 6'2".
Joey's
Fucking hell. But he's the shortest out of all of our players. That's why maybe he's favoured the least. Maybe you're right. Maybe he does really like the tall centre back.
I'll be real with you, especially with Frimpong being short as well. We need tall centre backs, I believe. We do. And I feel because teams attack us so much aerially because it's so difficult to play against us on the ground. That's why I think.
Hold on, is this you leaning towards 5'11" Gahey not being a good idea then? Is this where we're going with this one?
No, I wouldn't say it's not a good idea. It's just because Gahey's played so well at Palace, I think people are automatically like, yeah, go and get him. And I understand the allure of buying a Gahey. As a human being, I have nothing but the utmost respect for Gahey. I really like Gahey, the human being, as well. I want to put that out there. When he plays for Palace, very composed on the ball, very good. But how often do we see centre forwards attacking Gahey from an aerial standpoint? It's usually going up against a winger because he's playing as the left side of a back three.
Well,
I'm seeing
for England, he does.
I'm really seeing the ones I'm seeing going and winning the aerial duels are really Lacroix and Richards. They're the ones really battling in the air for duels against the big, strong centre forwards. And I'm not seeing Gahey have to do that. And I look at some of the strikers in the league. I look at some of the centre backs in the league. When we're defending, I see Ibu and Virgil head so many things away. I don't know if Gahey can replicate that, and we need, because we may have some tall players in the team. Grav's tall, Gakpo's tall, Sobo's tall, but I wouldn't say they're the most physically imposing people.
Well, would that not would the real issue be then, Cal? And I said this under Klopp the whole time: cut the danger off at the source and stop letting the crosses come into the box in the first place.
Yeah, but what about corners and long throws?
I mean, yeah, obviously you can't help it if
we got done in by a long throw. We got done in by a long throw.
You're not isolated in those scenarios. That's more about organization. But like open plays when you get isolated.
Matip was another one. Head everything out. Everything gone.
Yeah, no, we do have a history of some very good tall centre backs that are good at heading. I agree, but
Hupia.
When
Gone.
the thing, when I watch he play for England, he doesn't struggle heading and being in a back four. So I get where you're coming from, but I don't think it'll be an issue at all. I don't think he's bad at heading. I think it's a
Who's
little bit
he
of
played for England in the back four? Who's he
who's
played
he
against?
play with.
So who's
Well,
he played
he's
against?
played with everybody, really, isn't it? Stones,
No,
Maguire.
I'm saying what teams has he played against?
Oh, well, he was in a tournament though, bro. So he's still playing against decent level opposition. You know what I mean?
We talk about since Tuchel's been there. I can't think of a good opposition England have played against.
No, not since two. But I mean, in the tournament where he was man of the tournament for England.
That was back three. They're playing back three. That was Southgate.
No, but they switched to a back four, remember?
No, they didn't. That was Southgate back three all the way, bro.
No, I'm sure they switched to a back four during the tournament.
That was Southgate ball, bro. That was horrific to watch. It was back three, low block.
I'm sure they did. Anyway, if we're only going to be going for the tall centre backs, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, I don't know how many great defenders are in the world right now that don't already play for the teams that we can't get. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, Kanate leaving is a real issue. Like it is. Not just because we lose his talent, but because how do we replace him? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, I agree. All right, people, let us know in the comment section who would you go for. Let's up these super chats. The Red Guy 8 says, people hate me for this, but I've changed my expectation for this season. There's too many issues to solve to think about a title challenge. Drift, you were kind of alluding to this on Saturday a little bit, weren't you?
Yeah. I remember I got attacked. Oh, you're being a killjoy, Drift, enjoy it. No, man, it's all about buying all this great talent. And I said, guys, we're making a lot of changes to a league title winning team. This could backfire. Nah, Drift, man. Oh, what are you doing, man? We're getting Wirtz, we're getting Chiesa, we're getting... I was like, all right. You know what I mean? Everyone just, you know what I mean? Just batted it away. It's a lot of change to a team that's winning. It's a lot of change.
Ty says, Klopp would have identified Wirtz wasn't ready for the Prem after the first game, and we wouldn't have seen him until November like Fabinho. Slot needs to do the same. Maybe. Foot LFC says, this loss was bound to happen. Results have masked form. Agreed. It also goes on to say, need to give Wirtz time. I think he'll be a serious player for us. Might have to write off this season. Next season, I think we'll see the real Wirtz. I think you can say that for a few players, to be honest. But I still have an expectation to win the league, though, if I'm going to be honest. Ty says, not fully buying the tactics excuse with Wirtz, especially that attempt in front of goal. He's not right. Chiesa must have looked at Slot's wife wrong. Eagle versus Shark says, feel like Eagle versus Shark. I ain't seen you in a while, bro. I hope you're well. Instead of singling out a single player post-match, Slot should look inwards at his tactics. Horrible from Slot. Yeah, you heard about this.
Yeah, that he mentioned something about Chiesa, didn't he?
No, I think he threw Frimpong under the bus.
Oh, did he? Yeah, I don't like managers actually like singling out players. I don't like that. That's toxic, man. I don't like that.
I don't like that at all.
I need to watch it to get the context of it, but I don't like singling out players. That's not right. Agreed. I don't agree with that. Although, bro, though, what I do think from what the super said that I do agree with is it is easy to crash it on the manager. And it happens a lot in football now. Yeah, you see it with Man United, you see it with Maresca at Chelsea now. It's so easy to just crash it on a manager. I can't lie, bro. Players do get away with a lot by managers being blamed. I'm watching some of our players not even make 10-yard passes. That has got nothing to do with tactics. It just don't, bro. If you're a professional footballer and you don't make a 10-yard pass, you can't turn around and go, oh, it was the tactics. I don't understand the system. Big man, it's a 10-yard pass. Like, what we doing there, you know what I mean? And Wirtz and McAllister and some of these players right now, bro, they're not even completing 10-yard passes. You know what I mean? Like, that can't be the system. We can't be blaming the system for that. But yeah, so.
No, I hear it. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. Where was I? Foot says this weekend has shown me how much it's gonna hurt if we lose the title to Arsenal. No social media, no match of the day. I couldn't even sleep last night. Proper vex. Yeah, I hear it.
I am blocking every single Arsenal fan in my life, in real life or in my life online, if Arsenal win the league. Fuck them.
If we lose the league to Arsenal, we gotta hold that, man.
I will not be talking to any of them.
We gotta hold that. We gotta hold it. We slandered them. We gotta hold that. It is what it is. Soren says, "Big up, crazy how big up Soren, big super chat. Big up yourself, Soren. Big up, crazy how many times. It's crazy how so many has turned on Slot after one loss. How did Liverpool do last time? We won 5 out of the first 6. Slot is elite. Just wait and see. You never walk alone." Yeah, I'm surprised that people have turned on Slot so definitively. And
yeah, bro, I've legit seen people saying he's on fraud watch. The man won us the league.
Yeah, I find that really hard to.
And I get Jamrot wasn't, because me and Jamrot was having a conversation about it yesterday. And I know Jamrot's not saying he's on fraud watch. Jamrot's just saying he's doing some fraudulent things, which I think is a lot more of an easier thing to understand.
Yeah,
that is. But there are actually some people who are like, I never trusted this man in the first place. Wow. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? He won us the league. How on earth can you switch on him that quickly? Like, what?
That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
But I don't know.
Darwin Slander says, for Mac and Wirtz to work, in my opinion, I think we'd really have to be controlling proceedings and pinning opponents a lot better than we currently do. Premier League opposition's dynamics is my reason as to why it won't work. Yeah, I agree with that. Darth Callum says, Cal defending Wirtz to avoid the Cal curse rumors. I've crashed out on Wirtz. I've said what I've said about Wirtz. I just think it's gone a bit far. Toronto Reds 90 says, Slot overthinks rotation and kills our momentum. I agree with that. He's almost gone the complete opposite to what he did last season. Matt Bickerzette says, Slot always had a bozo gene and then improved hard. I can't say that's true, personally. LFC says, does Ancelotti or Ferguson have specific tactics? Yeah.
And Ancelotti doesn't. I can't lie. Ancelotti is definitely a man off the cuff. He doesn't have like actual tactics. He don't care.
I think he did.
He's very much about man management and individual brilliance.
Ancelotti. Are we talking about Ancelotti at AC Milan? Never had tactics.
No, I don't remember that far back, but I'm talking like last 5 to 10 years. Ancelotti. He wasn't tactical.
I'd say maybe the last couple of years at Real Madrid, he got really lazy tactically. But come on, man, Ancelotti not having tactics is crazy.
Not none at all. He's a world-class manager, but like he's not a tactical guy.
I just think Ancelotti just allows a lot of players to play with freedom, but there are still tactics in there. Ancelotti is one of the like.
Everybody's got tactics. Everyone's got tactics, of course. Yeah.
I'll never forget that 45 minutes against AC Milan. That's tactics. They were piecing up.
I think that was individual brilliance, bro. They were just better footballers that were just carving us out.
No, that's tactics.
I just think that was individuals just cooking.
No, that's tactics, bro.
Kaká, Crespo, them man were just cooking, bro.
Bro, that's tactics. Pirlo and Seedorf, bro, they all knew what they were doing, bro.
And again, every manager has got tactics. I just mean there's a difference between a good tactician like a Mourinho and an okay tactician like an Ancelotti. Do you get what I'm saying? Like there is a difference. Yeah, I don't think Ancelotti is an overly tactical manager. I don't. Benitez, Mourinho, those are overly tactical managers, bro. That like dissected every single thing.
I'd agree they're more tactical than Ancelotti, but just to say Ancelotti, okay.
Yeah, like I wouldn't put him up there with the best, not tactically. No, I wouldn't put him up there with the best tactically. Yeah, I wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't. And I love Ancelotti. He's one of the best managers, but he was definitely more about man management than he was tactical management.
Calvin Parker says Slot fraud because last year was Klopp's team 4-2-3-1. I mean, I disagree.
What's crazy about all the people using this take now is when I tried to give Klopp some credit, everyone told me, no, that's wrong. Klopp failed. This is Slot. Slot made the changes that were
I think
different.
Klopp.
And I was like, oh, so you lot shitting on Klopp now? I remember having to have that argument with enough Liverpool man last season.
Oh, brother, I'm on your wavelength, bruv. Klopp gets credit. Klopp built the foundation.
Oh, I got shot down a bag of times, bro. Nah, man, Slot's the one who's made the adjustments. Klopp couldn't win it. We fell off with Klopp. I was like, whoa, you lot shitting on Klopp now? Like, yeah, bro.
I think two things can be right at the same time, though. I do think Klopp.
Right?
Yeah, I do think if Klopp stayed for longer, I think he would have become a villain in our eyes to an extent. Because he attacked him and Linders, bro. I don't know what hold Linders had over him, but it was dark, bro.
He was running out of steam, innit? He was running.
I'm gonna be real.
Klopp
Since him and Linders don't really hang out too much anymore, Klopp looks reinvigorated. I'm not gonna lie. And Pep looks a mess. Pep Guardiola looks a mess. Abdelaziz says we need to buy a ball playing six that helps control games with possession and helps us build up from the back. I don't see us really improving until we buy one. I think that's why we're looking at Wharton.
Is that Liverpool Lee or Lee?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
No.
That look, I thought that was Gunnar Lee.
I did the very first time I saw it. I thought that as well. Darwin Slander says Slot's tactics haven't changed much from last season. Slot liked his fullbacks doing underlaps at Faye, miss number 66 breaking lines, Grav opts for safety. We were using more short passes to progress due to Kanate hinders build up. I mean, Kanate played all last season. I never heard anyone say he hindered build up last season.
I do think his system has changed. We do play differently this season.
We have to because we ain't got Trent now. We have to. We got no choice. Hence why.
But Cal, should we have a public conversation about what we had in private, or is it too soon, or is it too dangerous for our reputation and well-being?
Private message me because we have loads of conversations. I don't even know what this conversation. Private message first. The football talk. Bench Salah and Gakpo started Katike and Isak. In my opinion, I'm not even against that, bro. I'm not even against that. The camera says I miss Nunes. Times were simple when we blamed one man for all of our problems. This is definitely just burner account.
What did I say?
I miss Nunes. I missed when days were simpler when we only blamed one man for all of our problems. ZZ says Slot days are numbered. Cal, you're glowing. What? No, Slot days aren't numbered. I'd never want Slot to get sacked right now. That'd be crazy. Ty says,
and are you glowing because you want it to happen?
No, definitely
you've got
not.
Good skin. Like,
no. Ty says Nunes pressed and regained possession in attack. Okay.
Well, y'all missing Nunes, are you?
Are you gonna open that kind of worm drift? Okay.
Oh hell no.
No, I'm talking about what you put in the private chat.
No way.
I'm talking about what you put in the private chat.
Is it dangerous? Is it too dangerous?
I think it is dangerous.
It is. Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Yeah.
The red guy 8 says maybe give Sobo the Kimmich role closest to Trent. I don't want Sobo playing it right. Do you know how much it makes my skin boil? I don't know if it's because it's Monts as well who's put this out in the atmosphere. It makes my skin crawl, the fact of Sobo playing right back. Ryan says, big up you guys. Getting married on Wednesday, and hoping the missus will play the Kopish song at the wedding. I wouldn't, bro. I wouldn't. It's up to you.
First of all, Ryan, commiserations.
Yeah. You know what? Let's drop the beat for Ryan, man.
Hold on.
Go on.
The joke didn't hit. That's my bad. Sometimes jokes don't hit. Ryan, I'm actually joking. Congratulations, bro. Because I don't want him thinking that I've actually been shady there. So yeah, congratulations.
I didn't know what you said.
I said commiserations.
Oh, I thought you said congratulations. Do you know my
No, I said commiserations, bro. But I didn't want to miss the moment in case he actually thought I was being serious.
Oh, I heard congratulations.
I said commiserations, bro. You know me, bro. Anytime someone says they get mad, I always make a joke about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
congratulations,
Ryan, bro.
This is for you, Ryan, bro. Big up, Ryan. Hey, listen, bro, your life's never gonna be yours anymore. Yeah, remember that. I'm whispering because she's in the other room. Listen, bro. Everything that you think is it, bro, it's not. Yeah. Life.
So I
Hey,
was
chill,
right
chill,
then.
chill. Listen, Ryan, I love my wife. I love my kids. I love them to bits, bro. I'd die for them at the drop of a dime. But life don't really get easier, brother. Yeah. It gets harder. Anyone who tells you marriage gets easier, they're lying, bro. It's hard. It's hard as hell, bro. It's probably the hardest thing you'll do in life, but it is worth it. It is worth it. But just know, bro, there's gonna be times you look at her and you think, are you taking me for a dickhead? Don't say it. And I watched the comedy thing the other day, and I wish I heard this for longer, or I heard this earlier. Never respond with the first or second thought that comes into your head. Always go for the third thought. Trust me. So, Ryan, I'll use an example. Drift. What's your favorite drink?
I don't even know.
I don't know. If your wife asks you that question, this is how you answer it. Ask me the question, Drift.
I know exactly what you're going to say. Cal, what's your favorite drink?
Do you know what? I don't know. It depends. What's yours? Ryan?
Deflection tactic.
Ryan? Life now is all about you don't work harder, you work smarter. Remember that. Not the first thought, not the second, the third. But now, congratulations, Ryan. I'm glad you're getting married, bro. And it's amazing. Being married is amazing, bro. You'll love it. Big up Ryan and Mrs. Dadswell in the future as well. Big up yourself, Ryan. Getting married and that. I'm so happy to be married, bro. Right, where were we with the comments? Big up Jamrock says, Gay, he has an aerial duel success rate of 54%. Eesh.
I would need to know what the comparison was with the others to just know how low that is, though. Like, I'd need to know, like, how high is Ibu's or how high is Virgil's.
Let me have a look. Jules success rate. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it for this season. So Virgil van Dijk, he's 131. It doesn't say what the percentage is, though. The Premier League have really changed and not done it in a good way. They've just changed the stats around, but they've not put the percentages there, which is very annoying. Let's see if Footy Stats has it. Aerial duels. Well, Virgil's in the 99th percentile, bro. So
There you
it's
go.
just bloody high, put it that way.
There you go.
Yeah, to be in the 99th percentile is actually insane.
That's mad. But it's Virgil, isn't it?
No, but that's actually insane.
It's Virgil, though, G.
Let me see what Kanai is.
Virgil's so good, you're not shocked. You're just pleasantly pleased.
No,
like,
that one actually has shocked me. But to be in the 99th percentile, it's actually unreal. It's actually fake. That is so fake. How dare he, bro? How dare he be that good in the air? Ridiculous, man. It's too good. Let me see if I can find Kanai's. So Kanate is in the Kanai's in the 98th percentile.
bruh. Oh yeah, that's a hell of a drop off.
No.
From Gahey to from
Oh
R2
no,
to Gahey.
no. I'm gonna actually know because Gahey was 54% win rate, but percentile is different. That's where your ranking is. Aerial one, he's in the 70th percentile.
Oh, okay. So it still is a big drop off from our
It's a
boys.
massive drop off.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Shout out to AJ Knows Ball says hashtag justice for Chiesa. Big up.
Big up.
Big up AJ. Matt says Botman rescued the lit and Lacroix from me per the lit. You must be smoking budge, bro. The lit.
I'm not gonna lie, because it not the lit. Not the lit.
Botman, yeah, I'm all for signing Botman, but the injuries would worry me. But Lacroix, I'm all Lacroix again. I think Lacroix is better than Gahey as a centre back. Gahey might be the overall better footballer, but I think
Big up, babe.
Look, a wise man once said, never fear the man who knows 1,000 techniques, but fear the man who does one technique 1,000 times. That's what I will say.
Aye, bars.
Just remember
Bars, dropping dimes.
that. Remember that.
What they call it? What's that thing? Jack of all trades, master of none.
Mhm.
What would you rather be? A jack of all trades, master of none, or a student of the game in one? What would you rather be? Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you want to be? Do you want to be an out-and-out goal scorer, or do you want to be a James Milner? What do you want to be? You know,
Darwin Slander says more emphasis on Konate now due to Trent. Konate having Trent next to him took the responsibility away. Both our right backs are carriers first, which I think doesn't help Salah and the build up. Agree with that. But then that's why Wirtz is in the team, because that should be what he's helping. It's just a mess at the moment, let's be real. Big up Jaquez, who says Slot's tactics are non-existent. We bought players most managers can use. If Slot flops this season, we should look at another gaffer at the very least, in my opinion. One season would be harsh to get rid, man. He'd have to really fall off a cliff for me to sack him after one season.
Mad.
That'd be crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, that's that Lee Gunner energy, bro.
Big up Lee Gunner. Lee Gunner takes no prisoners, you know.
He don't, bro.
No prisoners.
I tell you one thing I do like about Lee Gunner, even though there are so many times when I'm watching him, like, all right, that's the moment where you're doing the wrong and strong. You know what I mean? Like, you could, because he's right a lot of the time, but it's like, you're doing the wrong and strong there. Sometimes you just got to hold your hand up. But what I do rate about him is that when it comes to Liverpool, especially like last season, he didn't do what all the other Arsenal fans were just like making bare excuses. He was just like, they're better than us. They were this, that, and he just broke down all these facts. And he was like, don't let the Arsenal fans gaslight you into it being some kind of like. It's like, no, they're just better than us in every way. Even when he went, I don't know if you saw that clip when he was talking about how Liverpool are the biggest club, even that prestige history. Where, because you know the Arsenal fans always try and go at us like, no, it ain't this and no, it ain't that or whatever. I just love the way he just dismantled the whole fan base. Like, we can't talk to Liverpool. Stop doing it. Like, there's no universe where Arsenal can talk to Liverpool. So just stop doing it. I was just like, nah, man, big him up for that. Big him up for that.
Hear it. Where was I?
Sacking Slot after one bad season is mad.
I think that'd be a bit mad. I can't lie. Have you got any? Oh no, we've got the watch along tomorrow night, haven't we?
We have indeed.
It's gonna be dark. That's gonna be dark, man.
You know what? We might surprise, man. We might go there and ball out.
I'm worried about tomorrow's game, man. My score prediction is 2-2. What's yours?
Two sounds good. Not as in I want to win, but I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost 1-0.
Oh.
I wouldn't be surprised if we lost 1-0, but 2-2 sounds about right.
Oh, shall I tell you the
killer? I don't think we win tomorrow. Maybe we score early, but you know, the only reason I want a good performance out of tomorrow is because we just need to regain momentum. 2 defeats or 2 games without winning in a row might start to breed a little bit of bad energy in the camp. So that's why it's important to get a win, I think, tomorrow.
Obviously, you didn't agree with me starting Joe Gomez at left back like 99% of the chat. Who would you start centre back next to Virgil? Would it be Konate or Gomez?
That's a tough one, you know, because I'm thinking to maybe give Ibu a rest. I might start Joey, you know. I might start Joey tomorrow and let Konate have a rest. Yeah, maybe. And let Ibu get his head together for the Chelsea game.
When does Virgil get a rest?
Unfortunately, he doesn't.
Do you know what?
I don't like it, but
I have a horrible feeling we're going out in the Carabao Cup next round, you know.
I'll be honest with you, bro. As long as we win the league, I don't.
Something happened to Drift's line, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for the watch long, people. Hopefully we win the game. Just back now. There we go. Virgin Media messing you about again, yeah? I hear it. Cool. This stuff happens, man. Crazy world we live in, man. Can't even get optic fiber to work nowadays, man. It's crazy. But yeah, now, Drift, you got anything coming up?
Does everyone really care about the Carabao? Fair enough.
Do you not?
I've said it before, Cal. Until we're in the final.
Virgin Media, what is going on? What is going on with Virgin Media, man? I guess we'll just have to wait for him to reboot. Crazy. Maybe he needs to go community fiber. My internet's running smooth. Oh, he's back now. There we go. Are you out, bro? What, have you reset the modem, bro?
I don't know what's happening, bro. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, man. Do you want me to call them? I'll write a nasty email for you tomorrow if you want, bro. I got you.
I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I know, man. No, I was just saying that I want us to win the Carabao. I know you probably agree, so we won't even spend long on it. Yeah, I have a horrible sinking feeling we're not going to go far in that competition now. And I think Virgil will get rest because we won't be in that competition. And then obviously FA Cup.
All jokes aside, the reason I like that tournament is because I get to see the Chiesas and all that get 90 minutes. And I do like training only, like all those players get to play, which is wicked. Sometimes I get more joy from watching the players I don't see regularly than the players I get to see regularly. So I agree with you from that point of view. But I know you hate to say it, and I know we're making the jokes and all that stuff. But bro, honestly, until we're in the final, domestic trophies, I don't care. Champions League and Premier League, that's what I want. Until we reach the final, I genuinely don't care about cup games. I'm not saying we're above it. We're not above it. I'm not acting all elitist or anything like that. I just concentrate on the one that means the most. And the others are just a bonus. They're just a bonus. I watch a manager be sacked for winning a League Cup and the FA Cup. It don't mean shit.
Which manager got sacked from the FA Cup and League Cup?
Ten Hag. He literally won both trophies and was more successful than Arteta during that 2 years and got sacked.
Not in the same season, no, he didn't.
Yeah, but he did back-to-backs, bro. He actually did back-to-back trophies and got sacked, bro, because those trophies don't mean nothing. On the grand scheme of things. They don't mean anything on the grand scheme of things. It's fine. I know people disagree with me. It's fine. It's fine.
You got anything else you want to add, bro?
All right, guys, I'm upset, Carl. I think we should.
No, I'm not upset, bro. I'm not upset.
Man's looking at me like a disappointed dad.
Anything? No, you got everything off your chest now. You good?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Sick. What's that text message? Virgin Media will have work going on in Drifty's area over the next couple of days. Mad. Right,
I did
people.
see them digging up the road at the end of the. I did see them digging up the street at the end of the road. Sure.
Ty says, "What attribute do you base marriage on in a woman?"
Character. 100% it's about character. All jokes aside, if your woman's got great character, you'll have a great marriage.
I don't think you can just base on one character or attribute.
Well, I'm just giving you what I think is the most important.
But Ty didn't say what's the most important. It says, what do you attribute? What attribute?
Oh, what attribute do you base getting married to a woman on? I would say her character. If she's got great character.
I knew Ty was going to be.
Oh, is he talking about? Come on, man. Let's not. Come on, man. What we doing?
Man said, not Bunda asking for a friend.
Come on, man. Come on, boys. Come on, man. Big up Ty, but we're not going to start objectifying. That's the only thing we won't do.
See, the old cow would have just given an answer. But you know what attribute I look for in my wife? My current wife.
Hey.
Third thought that came into the mind, people. It works. Ryan, just remember, not one, not two, but number 3. And you'll be just fine, bro. Babe, why isn't the car working? She might put wrong petrol in the car. You know what, babe? I've noticed something wrong with the car recently as well. Maybe it's something wrong with the brand. I'll have a find out for you, babe. I've used it over the last 3 days and it works like a charm. It works so good. But look, people, we're going to sign off here. If you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. We'll be live on Big Up tomorrow before we're back here on YouTube for the post-match reaction. So make sure you join us over on Big Up. Over 1,000 of you watching. So we expect 1,000 likes and we expect to see at least 1,000 of you on the watch long as well. And for anyone wondering, Big Up does have an app. If you're an iPhone user or you use Apple products, you can download it from iOS. So make sure you check out the app. People, Drift, a pleasure as always. Until we see you again.
Perfect.
Shout out to Emily.
That is actually Big Up Emily. That is it. Character and good communication. If you got both of those, you'll have a great marriage. That's actually facts. Yeah. 100%.
Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Until we see you again, people. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish, right, people. Take care.
Peace.